Hello? Hello, 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 hello. I'm gonna have to fix this. Ripped it off my shirt. See, we got a few people starting to pop in. Hello, good evening. I gotta fix my mic here. Popped off my shirt. There we go. Hello, welcome in. So we're still a little bit away from the parade starting, but I always like to start a little early to give people time to get on and find the video, share the video, all that kind of fun stuff. Hopefully you're hearing me okay. As I do with other parades, I will try to narrate, call it as I see it, is what I like to say. So as the unit passes in front of me, I'll call it as I see it, and hopefully we'll have a nice grand finale parade. We got enough people on here. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Jeremiah Shaver. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. I'm broadcasting live here in downtown Wellston. I'm along Pennsylvania Avenue tonight, where the Wellston Ohilco Festival's grand finale parade will be stepping off here at 6:30. It is 6:18, so we've still got a little time before the parade makes its way down Pennsylvania Avenue here in downtown Wellston. This is the final day of the festival. Festival kicked off on Wednesday. Today is Saturday, September 9th. So that tonight we'll kind of wrap things up. I'll go over the schedule events, the rest of the schedule events here while we are waiting. So at 6:30 p.m. this evening, the Ohio Hill Country Festival Grand Finale Parade will step off and make its way down Pennsylvania Avenue. It'll cross right in front of where I am standing here on Pennsylvania Avenue. It'll make a left on Broadway Street, travel down Broadway Street till it gets to Railroad Avenue, and it'll make a left on Railroad Avenue and make its way through that part of the festival down there, and then it will basically end at 2nd Street is where it all kind of wraps up. And we are in Wellston, Ohio, for anybody that is watching, because I know sometimes I have folks from out of state, sometimes out of country that watch, and they're asking, where is this happening? We are in Wellston, Ohio. That's in southern Ohio. We're probably, 2 hours from Columbus. So a little bit more about the schedule for tonight. 7:30 p.m. will be the announcement of the parade winners, the raffles, drawings that'll all take place at the Wellston VFW Post 9092 stage. Now that's down on Railroad Avenue there where Pride Park is. A few years ago, the Wellston Ohilco Society decided to switch up the layout for the festival. In years past, the main stage was always up here at 1st Street and Ohio Avenue is where the main stage used to set, but now it sets down basically at the end of 1st Street in Pride Park there along Railroad Avenue next to the depot is where it is located. Tonight's entertainment at 8 o'clock will be the Simba Jordan Band, and that'll take place at the Wellston VFW Post 9092 stage. Simba Jordan has been coming to the festival for as long as I can remember. I've been doing this for, I'll be celebrating my 12th year in the business next week, but this is my 11th festival because I got hired the week after the Coal Festival. So I got hired after the Coal Festival and right before the Apple Festival got started. And I remember my editor at the time, I got initially hired at the Jackson County Times-Journal is where I started my career. And I remember I got hired the week before the Apple Festival. My editor was like, just kind of threw me into the festival up there and said, here, go cover this, this, and this, and we'll see how you do. And I remember just running around with my head cut off trying to find the stages and everything because I'd never really been to that festival. So anyhow. And so then tonight at 10:30 p.m. will be the crowning of the 2024 Ohio Hill Country Royalty. So that'll take place there also on the main stage. Not till 10:30 p.m. this evening. I will try to live stream this evening as well. For anybody that is watching this video, go ahead and share it out with your family and friends. and I went ahead and threw a poll up. Just curious, did you attend this year's 50th anniversary of the Wellston Ohilco? So this is the 50th anniversary, or the semi-centennial celebration for the Ohilco Festival. And with that, tonight, if you live in the city of Wellston, just be aware they are doing fireworks tonight. If you haven't heard, at 10:45 p.m. is the estimated time for that. Or they're saying following the royalty being crowned will be the fireworks display. And that display is being held to celebrate the Wellston Ohilco's 50th anniversary, or its semi-centennial. Now this celebration also falls in line with another celebration, as the city of Wellston is celebrating its sesquicentennial. That's 150th anniversary. So to celebrate that, they will end this year's festival with a fireworks display. I have no idea how much money has been spent on the fireworks display or anything like that, but they're going to end it with a bang this year to kind of wrap everything up. And the festival will officially close at 11 o'clock tonight. So if you haven't gotten that funnel cake yet, or any of that carnival food or any of that, be sure to make your way downtown. The festival is held here in downtown Wellston. It's laid out on Railroad Avenue, 1st Street, and also Ohio Avenue. Is basically where the festival is, and you guys can come on down and check that out. So we went over the schedule. We're about 5 minutes away from the parade stepping off, and I should have a nice view of it here. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to call it as I see it, as they come across, and I'm also going to be taking some pictures, so if I'm a little slow on a response, that's why. I'm also snapping photos for the newspaper, in addition to doing the live stream tonight. Hope everybody has been doing well. Hope everybody has enjoyed all the coverage of the Ohilco Festival this year. I was up here Wednesday for opening night. We did some live streams then. You guys got to see the cannon being fired. That was really neat. Just down the street from where I am, at the intersection of Broadway and Pennsylvania Avenue, was where they fired that cannon off. And that was really cool. That was done to mark the start of the hometown parade that happened on Wednesday. And it was also a ceremonial type thing as well, because it was being fired in celebration of Wellston's 150 years. If you drive through downtown here, you'll notice that there are banners hung from a lot of the utility poles that say, "Welcome to Wellston, established 1873." And it says 150 years of community. Those banners were designed by a local, I believe it was Hattie Fane, I believe was the local that designed those. And you can see those throughout downtown here. But all coverage that we do will be on thetelegram.news.com. And I also had some coverage on Main Street TV, I think on Thursday morning. You can go back and find that video. I went on our Main Street TV and talked about what I had covered Wednesday night. I was up here again Thursday night for the finals for the, somebody says, "My hometown, love Wellston, Ohio." Welcome in, Heather. For anybody that's on, go ahead and share this out on your Facebook pages. All the shares are appreciated. After this festival, I'm ready to put this one to bed. We'll be putting this one to bed. Tonight I probably won't get to bed till late morning. But we'll have a little week break, and then we'll be getting into the Jackson Apple Festival. They are celebrating their 82nd anniversary this year. And that is held in downtown Jackson. I'm sure we'll be up there doing some coverage for that as well, so be watching for that. That's always the third week in September. Then after the Apple Festival, that's it for festival and fair season here in Jackson and Vinton counties. And it's always nice to kind of get all that done, for the year. But be looking for, I've been working on a preview story for the Jackson Apple Festival. We'll be running that along with a schedule of events here in few editions, coming up in a few editions before the festival kicks off. We will have that. Tonight I will post on the telegramnews.com. We will have a short story and a photo of the 2024 Ohilco royalty. So be watching for that as well. That'll be on at some point tonight. Somebody says, I wish I could have visited good old hometown Wellston maybe next year. Thanks for sharing and covering. You're welcome. So let's take a look at the poll here. Alright, so I asked, did you attend the 50th Wellston Ohilco Festival? We had 29 people vote, 17 folks said no, 12 folks said yes, that they did not make it down this year. I will say that in today's edition of the Telegram, in your print edition, on the front page, we got a very nice recap story that has the cannon firing photo that I managed to get on the front page there, real nice. It says, Happy Birthday, Wellston. I actually believe their anniversary, from what I could find, I was trying to do some research to find the actual date. I think it may be actually in November. Some people said October, so they're celebrating a little early, but that's okay because the Ohilco, last time the cannon was shot was during the centennial, which was at the 100th anniversary, so that was 50 years ago. So they had the centennial celebration, that was the 100th anniversary, and that following year is when they started the Ohilco, because they wanted to continue to have a festival to celebrate. And here we are, 50 years later, they shot the cannon again to celebrate the 150th anniversary for the city of Wellston, and the Ohilco is celebrating its 50th anniversary. So, pretty cool year here in the city of Wellston. Down on the other side of the county, the village of Oak Hill is celebrating its 150th anniversary as well. It's that'd be your sesquicentennial celebration that they're having down there. They've been having events every month since, it feels like since the beginning of the year. One of the big things they are trying to work on down in Oak Hill is they want to establish a giant acorn sculpture, a big metal sculpture, and they want to call it the world's largest acorn. That's something that the Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce has been working on down there, kind of behind the scenes as a part of that sesquicentennial celebration. At a recent meeting I covered down there, they were saying that the price tag on that was $25,000. They recently found out that they got a grant for $10,000 from the Ohio Arts Council. They have to match that, so it's a little bit of a catch. They'll get the 10 grand from the Ohio Arts Council, but they have to come up with 10 grand in local funds. They have almost 5,000, and they're still getting donations. They may have more than that now. Since the last time that we've been down for a meeting, we'll be going down to another meeting. We got some folks passing by, throwing peace signs up there. So it is 6:30, so the parade should be stepping off. I'm going to go ahead and flip it around. Don't forget, share the video out with your family and friends, and go ahead and feel free to comment. We'll get you guys set up here. And you can kind of see off in the distance there, these are one of the banners for the 150th anniversary on the utility pole there. There's actually one right here too. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so here we go. This is the 50th annual Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival Grand Finale Parade. Parade has stepped off and is starting to make its way down Pennsylvania Avenue.
There's the bounce house.
Alright, so for anybody just joining me, my name is Jeremiah Shavern. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. I'm broadcasting live here in the city of Wellston, that's in southern Ohio. We are waiting for the 50th annual Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival grand finale parade to make its way up Pennsylvania Avenue. The parade has stepped off and is moving at this time. You can see flashing lights off in the distance there. Hopefully everybody can still hear me okay. I'm getting good audio on my end, it looks like. Rhonda says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Rhonda Miller. Thank you for tuning in to our video here. This video is brought to you by Total Media. That is, a part of Total Media is the Telegram, the radio, and Zip Printing, and you can't forget about Main Street TV. That all makes up Total Media. Tina says, I can hear you. Good deal. I am using a set of lapel mics this evening to hopefully knock out the wind and stuff. Not too bad of a breeze this evening. So after the parade, the next time I will probably go live will be later this evening for the crowning of your 2024 royalty. So here at the Ahilco, they always crown their royalty at the close of the festival for the next year's festival. So they will crown the 2024 Queen in Court tonight. Rhonda Miller says, I hope the rain holds off. I was looking at my radar and my weather app and stuff before I was setting up, and I didn't see any like rain clouds on the radar or anything, so we should be okay. There was a very small percentage of a chance of rain, like it was like 5%. So if it rains, it's not going to be long. Got a lot of folks lining the streets out here on Pennsylvania Avenue. Yeah, no, you can sit down there, that's fine.
Here, get behind me. Get back there. There's nobody there. That's the way you're going to be in his way.
I say I'm just kind of pointing out to the street anyway, so. Alright, so for anybody that's just jumping on, go ahead and share this video out. The grand finale parade is making its way down Pennsylvania Avenue very slowly this evening, but it's getting here. I see Dylan Euler is watching. Hello, Dylan. How'd last night go? Let me know in the comments. Our Total Media's Dylan Euler was up here covering the karaoke contest last night. Want to know how that went for him? For anybody jumping on, go ahead and share this video out. Once again, this video is brought to you by Total Media. That includes the Telegram, the radio, Zip Printing, and Main Street TV. If you enjoy my coverage, be sure to give me a follow. If you're finding this for the very first time, go ahead and follow my page. You can also follow the Telegram, Main Street TV, Zip Printing, and Total Media even has a page. Each of the individual radio stations also have Facebook pages as well. Not sure what the holdup is, but it seems like it's come to a bit of a stop. Well, Dylan never did comment. If you're still on, Dylan, I was looking for a comment to find out how the karaoke contest went last night. Alright, the parade is starting to move again. Rhonda Miller says, I am here. Hello, Rhonda. So the first unit is making its way through the intersection of 2nd Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. It's the Wellston Police Department. So we got the Wellston Police Department leading here. This is a looks like a canine unit. It says K1 on it. Maybe it's not like canine unit. Looks like the chief is driving. That is Wellston Police Chief John Robinson, making his way through. John's making all kinds of racket this evening. Right, and behind them we have a unit from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
No!
Making their way through the grand finale parade here. Got Sheriff Ted Frazier. Behind them we have the local Boy Scout troop. And behind them we have this year's Grand Marshals, that is Rex and Vicky Holzapfel. They are local so we have Rex in the car tonight. And behind them we have Jim Bottling. So Rex Holzapfel, that family owns Jim Bottling, and the kids are also involved in that business as well. They're celebrating their centennial business anniversary. Jim Bottling has been around for 100 years now. This year. There goes a truck featuring ski, which I like to call Wellston's water. Let me know in the comments, you ever had a ski before? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If you're just joining the feed, my name's Jeremiah Shabert. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. Broadcasting live here in downtown Wellston, where the grand finale parade for your 50th annual Wellston Ohio Hill Country Festival is underway. Just started. We've only had a couple units pass, so it's going really well. have, this is Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner, Jackson County Commissioner Paul Howard, and you also have Mr. Stacy there, who is the service director, making their way through, throwing all kinds of candy. All right, and then behind them you have your 2023 Ohio Hill Country Festival royalty. Making their way through. They will be giving up their crowns tonight at 10:30 p.m. on the main stage. Then they will be done. Behind them, we got a couple folks that are holding a sign that says "Vote Yes" for the Senior Citizens Renewal Levy. I'm guessing that must be coming up on the ballot in November. Let's take a look at the levies coming up for this November's election here in Jackson County. And behind them, we have this is your Senior Citizen King and Queen. There in the front, that's Ken and Sherry Channel. That's your King and Queen for Wellston Senior Citizens. Behind them, you have Jackson Senior Citizen Queen, Jan Hayes, and King Gilbert. Behind them, you got the Wellston Marching Golden Rockets. Listen in to him here. Volleyball shirts there. Behind them we have, this is a unit from the Colton Volunteer Fire Department making their way through, and they are pulling the Wellston Rockets marching band trailer here. And behind them you have a unit, this is past royalty. So it's a mix of Coal Festival and a Hilco royalty making their way through. It being a special milestone year, I'm sure that's why these ladies were invited through. Got a bunch of them on there. Oh, we got another truckload tonight. So we have 2 truckloads full of past royalty that has represented the festival in past years. Saw a lot of Coal Festival royalty on the first float. Got some coal and a Hilco royalty on this one as well, making their way through. Making their way through. And behind them, here are our 2024 Wellston, Ohio Hill Country. This is your finalists. These young ladies will learn tonight what roles they will serve, whether that is queen or attendant. That will be taking place at 10:30 p.m. tonight. That is when these young ladies will get their crowns. Alright, and then behind them you have the Ohio Hill Country. This is baby contest, second place winner, making their way through. And then behind them you have the Hawking County Fallen Heroes and their wall here that they always do. And I can see Phil in there driving the truck, making their way through the parade here in Wellston. Welcome to Jackson County. And behind them we have Bundy Elementary making their way through. We got a float full of kids. Float full of students from Bundy Elementary, and behind them we got students from Wellston Intermediate School. It's a great day to be at Rocket, they're saying. A lot of them sporting signs, and they're wearing birthday hats in celebration of Wellston's 150th anniversary. And behind them we have some more royalty. This is your Oak Hill Festival of Flags royalty. We were there and covered this royalty being crowned back in May. The festival is held in the village of Oak Hill. Behind them we have a cart. We have Wellston City Auditor Kathy Helm. It says vote for Kathy Helm. I believe that may be a contested race coming up in November here in the city of Wellston. Behind them we have first place, 18-month. This is baby contest winner there. We have the Clay High School band making their way through. Night. She was the lucky young lady to get the flower to be chosen as royalty. Here's another first place baby from the contest earlier today. The theme was cheers to 50 years, and you can see that baby was dressed up in theme. Behind them we got Jackson Apple Festival royalty that's coming up. Third week in September. We'll be there to cover that. Be here for you know it. Takes place in downtown streets of Jackson. And behind them we got some more baby contest winners here, making their way through. I got some royalty from the London Strawberry Festival. Says that is held the Thursday through Saturday after Father's Day is when that takes place. And then behind them, it says the first place. This is another baby contest winner making their way through. Behind them, we have royalty from Nelsonville Parade of the Hills. That is held the third full week in August. Have to watch for that next year. It's already come and gone. We got a unit from the Wellston Fire Department here, making their way through the parade. And behind them, got another baby contest winner. This is a second place winner. That happened this morning. Just in neighboring county, Pike County, we got the Beaver Oktoberfest royalty. That'll be coming up here in October. that royalty. Pretty much just jumping on. You are watching the Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival Grand Finale Parade here in downtown Wellston, Ohio. Got a fire engine from the Wellston Fire Department. That's engine 1905. Behind them, we have some more royalty from up the way in Benton County. We were there for this as well. This is your Wild Turkey Festival royalty that's held the first full weekend in May there in downtown MacArthur. This is your Little Miss Queen and the runner-ups. We were there for that contest and covered that as well. Behind them, we got your Marching Vikings. Let's listen in. Winner from this morning, making their way through the parade here. Behind them, we have some royalty. This is your Fall Festival of Leaves that is held the third weekend in October in Bainbridge, Ohio. There you have their queen riding on the festive fall floats. So that'll be coming up here next month. Behind them, we have the King and Queen, Karen Simmons and Elmer Hill. It says Edgewood Manor of Wellston. See back there, Sparky the Fire Dog. Some of the folks from the Colton Volunteer Fire Department making their way through. In the village of Colton. Any word on the fish fry?
I've not heard of it.
Okay, I hadn't either. It's usually like next weekend, typically,
I don't think
but
so. I've not heard of it.
no. In years past, but okay. All right, so that is your Colton Volunteer Fire Department. Engine 1204 making its way through. And And behind them we have some more royalty. Feast. This is the Feast of the Flower and Moon that is held in Chillicothe, I do believe. Making the trip down to the city of Wellston. Pretty much just jumping on. Go ahead and share this video out if you would. This video is brought to you by Total Media. That is the Telegram, the radio, zip printing, and Main Street TV. Yes, this is the Feast of the Flower and Moon royalty. That's held in downtown Chillicothe. I believe they're at Yoctangi Park. Held Memorial Day weekend. And behind them we got, I don't know if these are the Shiners or the Masons. One of the two. Behind them we have some more royalty. This is the older royalty for the Wild Turkey Festival. That's held the first full weekend in May in downtown MacArthur. We were there for that as these young ladies wore crowns. It's good to see them again here in Wellston. Behind them we got a unit from the Hamilton Township Volunteer Fire Department. People got Fuzzy Ferguson yelling at me there from the Hamilton Township. We have some more of these Aladdin Shriners Hillbilly Eggplant making their way through the parade. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, boy. Okay. And behind them we have the Hilco Mini Princesses. They were chosen through essentially a lottery back on Wednesday. That's Nova and Presley Hively, sisters. One's 5 and one's 4. And each of them was lucky enough to pick the right flower. You can read all about that on the telegramnews.com. Here's the Christian Life Academy marching band making their way through. Christian Life Academy is located in Jackson. I've heard a lot about this festival. Don't think I've ever been to it. It says it's always held the Wednesday through Saturday before Labor Day. That is your Sweet Corn Festival. That's in Millersport, Ohio, and there is the royalty for that. Don't think I've ever been to that one. Heard a lot about it. You hear a lot of the royalty talk about Millersport Sweet Corn. We have Santa Claus making his way through. This is your Wellston Lions Club Santa Claus. You see he's in his vacation gear, but him coming through is a great reminder that Christmas is only a few months away. So there he goes. And behind them we have royalty from Portsmouth River Days. That was just held over the weekend there in Portsmouth. We always have a lot of royalty down there making their way through. weekend, this past weekend. And behind them, you got your 2023 River Days Toddler Miss Queen making her way through. And we have 2023 Baby Miss River Days Queen. A lot of royalty down in Portsmouth there, related to that festival. And we got some more royalty behind that from Portsmouth, making the drive up north here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. If you're just jumping on, my name's Jeremiah Shaver. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. Next week, I will be celebrating 12 years in the business. So that's pretty exciting. So here we have 2023 River Days Tot Miss Queen making her way through. And we also have, this is Wee Miss River Days Queen making her way through. So lots of royalty coming up from Portsmouth today. I think this may be some more royalty from Portsmouth here. It's 2022 River Days Top Princess and Miss River Days Tiny Tot making their way through there. So lots of royalty from Portsmouth. Goodness. Here we go. This is a fire truck from the Wellston Fire Department. This is engine 1902 making their way through the parade there. Behind them we have some more royalty. This is your Miss Vinton County. This is your 4th of July royalty from up the road in MacArthur. That celebration, 4th of July celebration held in MacArthur, and that is your Vinton County High School athletic boosters. Okay, behind them we have a unit from the Jackson County EMS. This is Medic 10-2 making their way through. This looks like a newer one, just based on the paint job here. I don't know if they got a new vehicle or maybe just got a paint job done or what, but looks nice. Check out this car coming through with the flames here. Here's Little Miss Elena June Smith making her way through. There she is. It's a pretty nice car. And behind them, look at that John Deere green tractor making its way through. Looks like we still got a lot of parade to go, folks. We're what, 40 minutes in? 40 minutes in. There goes a Ford tractor making its way through. And behind them, we got one of those McCormicks making its way through the parade. Three different types of tractors there. Behind them, we got your Show Dolls Baton Corps from Jackson making their way through.
This is what you dream for.
them, we have this is Herds of Hope making their way through. There's a unit from the Jackson Fire Department. That's engine 1408 making the trip up. And behind them we have some more royalty. This is your Wilkesville Fire Department annual fish fry royalty. I believe they held this, it wasn't too long ago, and it may have been the first year for it, if I recall. So there's that group of royalty making their way through the parade here. Behind them, we have a baton group called Encore Elite. I'm not familiar with this one. Must be a newly formed one, maybe. Coming up, you have your Jackson County Fair royalty. These girls were crowned back in, one gentleman was crowned back in July. We were there for that, covered it, and we actually had interviewed the queen there. That's Madeline Fannin making her way through the parade. Here they all go, and I see Jasmine giving me a wave there. Jasmine Clarkson. Here we have the City of Wellston Fire. This is the fire department's ladder truck. This is engine 1901 making its way through. The Jackson and Wellston both have ladder trucks in their fleet, which is pretty cool. Here's some more royalty from MacArthur. This is your Christmas in downtown Queen and Court making their way through. Have to follow them a little bit here to see them because they're in the back of the truck. But there they are. That'll be coming up in December. And behind them you have another baton group. I believe this may be Eclipse. Check out the tassels on the boots. It's very old school. All right, and behind them we have a unit from the Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department. Making their way through the parade. See Mr. Foster in there driving. Here's some more royalty. This is your Benton County Junior Fair Queen and Court. These young ladies and gentlemen were crowned back in July, the week right after the Jackson County Fair is when that royalty was done. They had a king this year. You can see him there waving. Behind them you have the Grace Baptist Fellowship Church making their way through. Pastor Tim Jones driving the lawnmower dressed up as a train there. And behind them we got the Hamden Volunteer Fire Department from Benton County making their way through. Got those yellow fire trucks. One must be pretty new. It don't have a lot of markings on it, but it's 2303 was the one that just passed, and you have 2304 here making its way through, and that's from the Village of Hamden Fire Department. And behind them, we have a unit representing Freedom Chapel Church here in Wellston. Also have a parade unit there behind, and a tractor unit behind that. That is Freedom Chapel Church there in Wellston. They always have a annual hog roast. There's a flyer for it up here on the tractor. So they have an annual hog roast. It'll be Sunday, September 17th. And it's free. That is at the it's North Park Avenue. It says Bible Baptist Church, 414 North Park Avenue in Wellston. Sunday, September 17th is when they will be having that hog roast. Got a little guy driving a John Deere there. We have a unit from High Road. It's High Road Towing and Truck Repair. It says Jackson, Gallipolis, Ohio, and Henderson, West Virginia. Been seeing a lot of this particular tow truck out on the road at scenes here lately. And behind them, we have the Wellston Fire Department, engine 1906. And bringing up the rear, we have the unit from the Jackson County EMS. Don't know if I know who's in it or not. Looks like Dustin Kaufman, but yes, you got Dustin Kaufman. He's a member of the Wellston and Ohilco Society Board. Him and his wife are involved in different aspects of it, along with other individuals. But there he is, bringing up the rear here for the 50th annual Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival Grand Finale Parade. And there he is. Let's see if we get a wave. We get a wave. There he is. So that wraps up the parade out here. I'm sure everybody will be heading down to the festival to check it out. I'll be heading down that way myself. So that kind of wraps up things here for the 50th annual Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival Grand Finale Parade. It is still heading down Pennsylvania Avenue. There's a stretch of it on Pennsylvania Avenue, making a left on Broadway and then a left on Railroad Avenue. So it's still making its way down to the main stage, and usually they have somebody on the main stage, usually John Pelletier, doing announcing on the main stage down there. Always like to come down here to Pennsylvania Avenue to get a shot of it coming up. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hope you guys have enjoyed this live coverage of the parade. If you don't already, give me a follow. If you want to, you can follow the Telegram News Facebook page as well. And there are other Facebook pages like Main Street TV. They have a show that they do live on Facebook usually Monday through Friday. 9 o'clock is the start time on that. You can give them a follow if you like to watch community news. And there's also usually news updates. Sometimes I'm on there myself. Sometimes Telegram editor Pete Wellston is on there as well. Be sure to like Zip Printing if you got any printing needs. They can do about anything back there you can think of. Another Facebook page you can check out is the radio stations. There's all the different ones. There's 96.7, 97.7, 98.7, Those are all FM stations that you can check out, and you check out the Total Media page as well, and check out our website, thetelegrammnews.com. All the latest news is on there. Our newspaper publishes twice a week. It comes out on Wednesdays, it comes out on Saturdays, but we're always posting on the telegramnews.com website. So if there's breaking news, we get that out on the website as quick as we can. For example, there was a stabbing in Jackson the other day, and we were able to get that up the following morning as we were learning about it on our website to let people know what happened with that. So anytime there's breaking news, anytime I can get something up right away, like tonight, I will be posting about who the 2024 Queens and Courts will be, so be watching for that at thetelegrammnews.com. I will be live again here on this page in a few hours when they do the crowning, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off, charge up my batteries again so that we are ready for that. If you want to come downtown, come on down to Wellston tonight. They are doing fireworks, 10:45 p.m. tonight. There will be a firework display. I don't know the extent of how long it'll be or how much was spent on it or anything like that, but that's pretty cool. A firework display to cap off the celebrations here in Wellston, as the city of Wellston is celebrating its 150th anniversary, or its sesquicentennial. And then the festival this year celebrated its 50th anniversary, or its semi-centennial anniversary. So it's been a great week. Be glad to put this festival to bed for this year, and then we'll get a little bit of a break, and then it'll be Jackson Apple Festival time. It's the opportunity to come to Jackson and smell. You can taste and drink anything apple, as I like to say. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I got to put some stuff away and head down to the main stage to get some results. So, reporting for the Telegram on thetelegrammnews.com, I'm Jeremiah Shammer.